This might sound a little sad and a little depressing, but it'll give you an idea where my headspace has been the last couple of days. One of my really good friends since I was in kindergarten all the way through until he recently passed away, we were really good friends. We were part of a big friend group. And on August 7th, 2025, he was hit by a drunk driver driving home from dinner with his wife. Guy ran a red light and they were pronounced DOA. Uh, and it's really been messing with my head a little bit because I grew up with basically four friends from the time I was in kindergarten. And I know it's very rare for people to like perceive that, but when you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, you almost stayed in the same city, same neighborhood growing up, unless you were in the military or unless your parents traveled for work or things of that nature. My dad, God bless his soul, he's resting in peace, been resting in peace for a long time. He commuted to work. So we lived in a little town called Moreno Valley, California for like 99% of my childhood. And he used to commute into Orange County. And if you have an understanding what the 91 freeway is, if you're from Southern California and you live in the Inland Empire and you commute to Irvine or you commute to Los Angeles, whatever the case may be, you know what the 91 freeway is and you know what a pain in the rear end it is. And out of all five of us that ran the streets together when we were young, when we were teenagers, when we were coming of age, I'm the only one left alive. I know it's hard to believe, but I'm 41 years old and I'm the last one alive. Now, I primarily grew up in black neighborhoods, black and Hispanic neighborhoods. And primarily, a lot of the schools I went to were primarily black and Latino. There wasn't a lot of white kids or Asian kids in the classroom. There were some, obviously, but the majority of my friends were, from different cultures, Venezuela, Colombia, black cultures from France and United States and, Jamaica and a lot of other places, Dominican Republic. I mean, I had a bunch of like people I grew up with that were from different cultures and different countries all across the world. And a lot of the reasons why is because people would come in and out of Moreno Valley because of March Air Force Base. And March Air Force Base was a rotating, revolving thing. I'm sorry, I'm sweating because it's hot. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because these four friends of mine were there from kindergarten, and then people would come in and out, military base, military city, people come in and out all the time. These four friends were like the ride or die, like bad boys, like Will Smith says, we ride together, we died together, bad boys for life. And that's kind of how we acted. I mean, when I was the first one to get a driver's license, okay? And when I got my driver's license and I had this Ford Ranger pickup, little thing with two little tiny seats in the back, and you got three guys that are 6'4" trying to fit in this little back seat with another guy up front scooted all the way up that was like 5'10", and at the time I was 5'8". And we're driving into Inglewood and Compton and Long Beach and just partying down and acting a fool and acting like we were immortal and nothing was going to happen to us. And a lot of the reason why that happened is one of my friends, we're going to call him Sonny. Since the time he was 6 years old, we were told he won't live past 10. A lot of health issues. Won't live past 10. When he hit 10, we were told he won't last till he's 12. When he was 12, we were told he wouldn't last till he's 16. He graduated high school, graduated college, made it to 28 years old. And then finally just the health problems finally just caught up where he couldn't fight anymore. But he lived a full life. And having that in the back of our minds really like made us come together and decide every single day was going to be his last. That's how we rode bikes. We went to arcades. From the time we were 5, 6 years old until the time we all graduated high school and into college, we'd go travel during the summer and go see each other during college. And it was just a great time to grow up. The 80s and 90s was a great time to grow up. But it just reminded me how life is so short. Life is really short. And so I've made some life decisions. I'm going to continue talking on this channel about rebuilding my life, but I decided instead of paying off my credit cards the traditional way, I decided to go through a debt relief program. I've decided to take it out of my hands and give it to somebody else because I got to focus on so many other things. I mean, if all I'm focused on is paying off credit card debt and paying off $80,000 in debt, I'm never going to get anywhere. And, I just decided that if I don't allow people to start helping me out and stop being the lone wolf, I'm not going to grow. And so the reality is I've kind of taken a turn where, like the podcast HBRV Lifestyle Podcast, I'm taking a break from it. Not taking a break as far as it's going bye-bye and going to go in the atmosphere. I'm still going to create RV content. I'm still going to create content that's going to help people, grow and get into the RV world and understand the RV world and everything else. That's still going to be on that channel. What I'm stopping is the 4 and 5 hour conversations I have with people in Indiana and Ohio and Michigan and Florida and Texas and Oklahoma. And I've kind of sent out the word to everybody that for now, at least for the next 30 to 60 days, I need to just focus on growing me. I've got second, third, and fourth YouTube channel that are growing. I've got TikTok channel that's growing. And I'm spending 4 or 5 hours over here with the gossip channel. And a lot of the gossip comes out to be true. So I'm not going to tell you that it hasn't been helpful, but the reality is it just takes up so much space and so much time that I could be doing other projects. I bought a Weekend Warrior fifth wheel. I'm going to fix it up. I found my person. I found my soulmate. And, I unfortunately, it's just bad timing right now. Everything's bad timing as far as relationships and love and things of that nature. It's just like everything is like slammed together the wrong way. And so I've decided instead of, playing all the stupidities that they tell you online, just sit down and do my thing and and be patient. Maybe things will come around. Maybe things will change. Maybe things will, it's just life's too short to screw around. Life's too short to fuck off and do stupid shit because, the game playing and the moronicisms and the stupidities just, I mean, tomorrow I could be gone. Just imagine that. Jay was such a conservative driver, conservative everything, in the gym, ate healthy, didn't smoke, didn't drink, hadn't had a sip of alcohol in 10 friggin' years. He leaves behind 4 kids. Him and his wife leave behind 4 kids. His wife was a health nut. And all it took was a drunk driver that tried to run a red light. And that was it. That was the end. That's all it took. So knowing that, and sorry, I'm sweating to death. Knowing all that, it's like in my mind, you know what? I've always wanted to redo and rebuild an RV and film it and document it. That's what I'm going to do. I already started that process. I'm going to do it the old school honey badger way with no microphones and no editing and not just the old school authentic honey badger John Livingston going at it, right? And I'm just tired of the games with people, tired of the stupidities. And so for me, it's just about being patient. I found I have the right people in my life. I have the right mother of my children. I have the right best friend. I know I've got the right woman that I'd like to have by my side. Right now, that's impossible because she's going through so many things with her family that she can't even take care of herself right now. So how in the hell is she going to come and sit next to me, right? So it's just about patience and timing with things. And I think this is the right time for me to double down on this channel and double down on the podcast I started that's about men's health and start talking about some of these passion project things that are going to help out. I'll get back to the RV podcast. I'll get back there. I just want to get these other projects going. So just kind of want to give you a little bit of where I was at in my headspace and let everybody know, because I know I had a big health scare on August 7th as well. I had like my chest felt like it was collapsing in so bad. I felt like everything was just, I felt like literally like I couldn't breathe. My left arm didn't go numb or anything like that. Just felt like I couldn't breathe. I actually limped my ass into an emergency room in the Bay Area, and they had me there for a while. I ran into this incredible, the doctor I had was incredible. He actually wasn't even supposed to be in the ER that day. He happened to say, okay, I'll come in and do help with the ER because they were so short staffed. He's a cardiologist, one of the top men in his field. He's going to retire in the next 5 years. And him and I just had a conversation, a very honest and open conversation about being 40 plus years old. Like, what are you doing going to the gym 7 days a week for 2 hours a day? You know, what are you doing? And we just had this incredible conversation. It was like it was like something was pulling me to go have that conversation. That I needed somebody to talk to. And I didn't need to talk, you know, I tried to live stream this. I tried to talk about it as I was doing it because I'm like, my God, I'm going to panic people. I'm going to scare people to death. And I couldn't hold back my tears and I couldn't hold back my emotions. So I deleted the live stream because it's like, I don't want you guys to see me like that. It's hard to see someone like that. It's hard to see a man cry during those situations because we're not supposed to. But I think a lot of it was the new medication, the unleashing of all this just stress that's been pounding me for the last 18 months. And when I finally like made the decision to let go of the debt and go, okay, debt consolidation, I don't need credit right now. I need to build cash. I need to build cash flow. I need to build the bank account back up. And if all I keep doing is paying bills, I'm not going to be able to help anybody. I'm not going to be able to help my Kathy and the kids at all with their goals. I'm not going to be able to help the young lady I'm trying to be with. I'm not going to be able to help her at all. I'm going to be useless to everybody, including you guys, if I don't start building the bank account back up where I can actually start doing things. So letting this debt consolidation place do their thing just takes something off my shoulders. I don't have to answer the phone call to creditors anymore and beg for this and try to negotiate that and play this game and play that game. I'm done. Build the bank account back up. Start actually, when I Uber drive, start actually making it towards a goal, not towards, oh shit, something else is going wrong. So that's where I'm at right now. So I want to kind of give you guys that heads up. And yeah, until next time.